all the way around the building. Within groups of 1,000. Just like down the hall. Junior was the list. He was on.
Okay, so let's look at your table, and I don't know about the Lolo. She has the pink ribbon. Okay, do I just push the button and it flips out? Okay. So let me get my chart, and we will fill one in together, and I want you to check your partners and make sure that y'all did it correctly. I don't think I have any. Lori? Yes, ma'am. Do you mind going up there and let's go over what we did?
I do.
Thank you.
Come with me, partner.
Tonight, have you been able to walk even up there with them? Thank you, Dr. Brown. Okay, can you zoom out a bit?
Yes.
Okay, now explain to us what you're doing.
Okay, first of all, we broke them up in days. So we did day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And we just followed the word problem. The first day had 1 triangle, so we put 1 triangle. The next day we put 1 triangle, and then 2 rhombus. So we just broke it up so for the visual learners, that's what we did for that. And each day we just added exactly what they wanted us to do.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes,
I don't know what the 0 with a line through it is.
a 0.
The 0. And why'd you put the line through it?
I've always said, I don't know, nothing.
Okay.
Just a 0.
Does anybody else put lines through your 0?
I do sometimes.
Sometimes, could it mean something else besides 0?
Yeah, I mean,
The letter O.
Could be the letter O sometimes. What did you say? Time out, one conversation at a time now. What did you say, Zenaida?
Null set.
Could be null set, and you were saying that too, James. Null set, what does null set mean?
nothing in it.
Nothing in it.
Okay, an empty set, there is nothing in that set. So I'm assuming that means you got no rhombi on day 2. Okay, go ahead.
On day 1.
Okay, on day 1, thank you.
Oh, and then for the total, we just went down and added all of them, basically.
Okay,
We did
And
here.
we built it,
Yeah.
and she added them, and I checked them by county.
okay, that was a good idea. Anybody else do that? Because I asked you to build it, and I see all of you did, okay? So did you check your addition or your counting by counting your actual blocks? Jeff, did you do that? Okay.
I like that.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay, so how many triangles did we get?
We got 5,
Okay, how many rhombi?
8,
8, how many squares?
9,
9, how many trapezoids? 8, and how many hexagons?
5.
5. Now keep in mind, we're teachers right now. I did this with my 6th graders initially, okay, so that's why I have the colors in there, because I wasn't really sure they knew all of their shapes. I did it later with my 8th graders and took it further, like we're going to do today, and I left the colors out, because they should know their shapes by then. Okay, thank you, ladies. So I just push that same button and it goes back?
Yes. Which PC?
Okay, so do we have a total of all of the gifts?
Yes, we do.
How many?
35.
35. Jeff, did you get 35?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Michelle, did you get 35? You did? Okay, all right. So, we're gonna, we've already done this. And we just did that, as a little yes, you have to show the pattern launch to support certain people that we all know and love in here. Okay? So, after day 1, how many gifts did you have? 1. After day 2, how many gifts? 3. 3. Can you tell me what they are? rhombi and a triangle. You sure it's 3? Yes, it's 3.
4.
Okay, how many gifts did you get on day 1?
One.
What was it?
Green triangle. Green
Okay, so I have a green triangle right here. Right here. What did I get on day 2?
Another triangle.
Three more.
Addition to that one,
And
gives us 4.
another triangle and
2 rhombi.
2 rhombi. Rhombi is plural for rhombus, I probably shouldn't have done that. So how many gifts do I have? If I could turn on her Elmo real fast, I would.
4 total.
I have a total of 4. So now I have how many?
4 gifts.
2 rhombi and 2 triangles.
I have 4. 2 triangles and 2 rhombi, right? Okay, so if those were in a bag, and I couldn't see what was in there, but I just had day 1 and day 2 in there, what's the probability of drawing a rhombus after 2 days? 2 days. 50%. Another way to say that?
Half.
1/2.
2 out of, how about it's 2 out of 4?
2 out of 4, or Lori said an equal chance, right? So how about on day 3? How many gifts do I have after day 3?
Day 3, 10.
You can choose.
10.
I've heard 10, I've heard 6.
10 total.
10 total, what are they?
3
Squares. 3
triangles,
triangles. 4 rhombi. And 3 squares.
Okay, I hear 3 squares, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
4 triangles?
No,
Triangles.
3.
3 triangles,
4 rhombi.
4 rhombi, okay.
Yes.
So if I had those in a baggie and I reached in and drew anything, what's the probability that I would draw a triangle?
30%.
3 out of 10,
30%.
30%. Any other way to say that? 3/10? Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna kind of fast forward here because I see that y'all being teachers are getting this really quickly. Okay? So, these are more questions, that you would ask. I just put a few on here, okay? So which item did you get the most of in the 5 days? How many triangles total do you have? 5, that's the most? No.
Squares.
How many squares total do you have? 9 squares. So it went 5 triangles, by the time you got to the squares, you got 9. How many hexagons? 5. 5 hexagons? Okay. Which one did you get the least of?
There's nothing trying.
That was equal.
Which one?
Triangles and
Triangles and
Hexagons.
hexagons? Now, are you using your teacher's thinking without me seeing you? And do you know where I'm headed? Does anybody ever see where I'm headed?
Which one?
Okay. Okay. So, I want you to read this question right here, Jeff.
Since we had 5 green triangles in all and 8 trapezoids in all, how many trapezoids we have? We've had 10 triangles in all.
How would you solve that, James?
Excuse me?
How would you find the answer to this one? Jeff just read it to you.
I would do a proportion or
Good.
equivalent fraction.
Could you come up here and show us the proportion?
Yeah, sure.
Are we teacher hats or student
Our
hats?
students right now. You're kind of 6th grade, 7th grade. I just erased Dr. West's agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you see that I have 5 green triangles, I'm just gonna put GT,
Okay.
green triangles, okay? And I have 8 trapezoids, and they were red,
Yes, sir.
so I'll go ahead and put red trapezoids. And 8 red trapezoids. So, it says, how many trapezoids would I have if we had 10 triangles. If I had 10 triangles, okay, now I see if I have 5, so in order for me to get 10, I have to use a scale of 2. So I'm going to scale this up by 2. Equivalently doing that to my denominator of 8 red trapezoids. I see that I'll have 16 red trapezoids if I have 10 green triangles.
Thank you, very well done.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting your units on there. I really appreciate that. Tell me what a scale factor is.
Scale factor.
Hang on.
It's I don't want to say a multiplier, but it always, I mean, it does always multiply.
It couldn't divide?
To show, no, but it can multiply by a decimal or fractional piece.
Okay.
But no division. It's, yeah, I guess a multiplier to help in showing equivalence between fractions.
Okay, so why did you multiply by 2 in the numerator and also a 2 in the denominator? Because I kind of like to multiply by 2 in the numerator and a 10 in the denominator.
What?
Well, it's a multiplier, and I know I can multiply by a lot of things because I'm really good at multiplying. So I want to multiply by 2 in the numerator, and okay, I'll put it down to a 5 in the denominator.
Well, since we're trying to show equivalence, multiplying by 2 different multiples or 2 different quantities wouldn't be equal. That wouldn't be showing equivalence.
Okay, so why is this equal?
Well, because I'm multiplying by the same number.
Okay,
And so I'm showing that there are 2 groups of 5 and 10.
okay,
And by using that same 2, I know that I'm going to be forming 2 groups of 8 red trapezoids as well,
okay. So you have 2 over 2 there,
which is just 1.
which is the same as multiplying by 1. Thank
Multiply
you.
by 1, thank you.
Laurie had a question.
Well, I disagree with his answer, I got 13.
Oh, she got 13. Tell us how.
Well, if I start with 5 and then I get 5 more, then if I started with 8 trapezoids, I need to add 5 more trapezoids.
And that makes perfect sense to me. Anybody else agree with Laurie? It should be 13?
I agree with
Nobody?
Lori.
Nobody
If we're
agrees?
still talking about this pattern, I agree with Lori.
Well, now we're talking about this pattern.
Well,
Okay, we're
Yeah,
talking
do that
about
little
this
lesson.
pattern. We switched gears. You went to the 7th grade. Okay?
Are we in 7th grade or 6th grade?
We're kind of in 7th grade.
Oh, then I agree with what you got.
Okay, but let's back up to what Laurie said.
My 6th graders would say that at the beginning.
But yeah, because if we're still talking about this, we've got that, they're different.
We'll work it out,
It'd be
okay?
different. It would be a non-proportional situation.
Put the blocks on there and check it out. Laurie said 13. James said 10. Okay? Put your blocks on there. What would you have to go to get 10 green triangles?
You'd have to go
To the
to,
10th
On your chart, yes ma'am.
To the 10th
I'm
day?
sorry, that was a bad question.
10th.
That would be the 10th day. So
Oh.
build that with your blocks and see what we
Okay.
get. Okay? Build that with your blocks.
You're on your 10th day every day.
well, but you can find it, but it's,
Don't talk to me, Jeff. Okay? Build it with your blocks. And then
Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Well, if you add 5 more, then you would add,
You're doing that, yeah.
So just look at your 2 columns, look for your,
you would have to add 10 rhombi.
you have, you'll add 10.
Trapezoid.
5 more to this.
Wait.
You'll add 5 more to 7.
I'm getting sleepy.
Well, let's do 10. Okay.
Okay, so we got 4. No, we don't want that. All we want are 8
Green triangles.
red traps.
You want to come out with 100 bucks?
So that's 4 times 20. So that's less than 8. No, 20. Yeah, 20.
And then there's 10.
And 10
10 and 20.
with 10 green triangles,
So 10 and 28.
28 red trapezoids. The pattern is-
Might be
kids would build it each day.
Because you have to,
They just would build it
because
each day.
you don't
Our
want
next
to
one, when we
extend
had these, they would want to do something.
to the 10 and
They want us to do it every day.
All right. That's not right.
I need to know everything.
Karen blocked the gray bucket in New York.
Got it.
Four of these, right? Four, so four then, five is,
Are you building it?
No, well, I mean, we did, but we did it by
Yeah.
then, like, they commented it out each day.
thirty, thirty.
Not added 10, so you had to.
Yeah, we have it right.
I believe so, yeah.
Thinking we're sure.
Based on the
Because we started, because this is on the fourth day. Fourth, fifth.
Since
So
we,
1, 2, 3, 4,
Now
5,
we need a
6,
bunch of
7.
reds.
So we need 4
how many
and 7.
triangles?
Yeah.
10 triangles in all. Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Right.
It's so funny, it's the slowest pitches.
We're doing it right, so this is day one, asking to attend before day 5, 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, day 10.
Well, yeah, because you're basically not one, 2, 3.
Oh. So it's 20,
Three times four.
like half, it's 20.
Otherwise, it's just direct one, four relation.
You think I'm gonna do it?
Oh, I'm telling you, it's 20. I know it's 20.
Okay.
We got 20 afterwards. Then we're talking about day 4.
See, it says in all.
Well, no, see, it's
Oh.
only, from day 5 to 10 is 20, but what about day 4 to day 5? It's total, right? Not just the.
Oh, I was wrong, Dr. Browning.
We'll know.
Mark the date on your calendar, on your phone. Get it?
Yeah, I can add that to yesterday's and the day before.
If we started with this.
May 19th, 2012.
At 2:30, how many would we have? If we had 10 triangles?
Five of those.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why, okay, I was gonna say, do you wanna go ahead and do
230, here.
Okay, show me with your hands how many more minutes you need, 1, 2, or 3? Okay, 2? All right, got it.
Oh, we went only through, that's what it's, right? We have 8 at 5.
Philly, that's no Keep birthday, and they're playing in LA. Yeah, let's look in the word.
Let's go to Chester's, let's go to Chester's, they've got these big screen TVs and we can watch it.
Don't tease me, I'll say yes.
Okay, we're going to Chester's on Nacogdoches.
What about your hair?
Okay, let's look at this. All right.
That's why I said to myself, that's why I have to do it.
Now say attention now.
6.
Ladies,
Sorry.
how many tractors do you have by day 10, on day 10? 28? 28. Did anybody else get 28?
You did. You did not, you're lying. You got 20.
What did you get?
Here's 28.
28, James, 28? Okay. Well, don't raise your hand, I have to ask.
I was still processing something else.
Okay, that's good for you. Okay, so,
Sorry, I got that.
I didn't mean that sarcastically, I really didn't. I'm just glad it's processed. So James did a beautiful job on that proportion. Absolutely beautiful job, right?
Yes.
Perfect proportion. And Laurie had a good point when she added 5 and got 13. So how come the proportion did not work?
It's not a proportional relationship.
It's not a proportional relationship. How do you know?
They're not increasing at the same rate.
Good, they don't have a constant rate of speed, of change.
And people think I'm not
That's
paying
on my
attention.
mind. They don't have a constant rate of change, okay, so it's not going to be proportional, it's not gonna be linear, it's not gonna be proportional.
Let's do that, it was
So-
increased by one, but this increased by four.
Why was 13 wrong? Lori's answer of 13. Same reason, have a
Same reasoning, because I didn't increase them at the same rate, I only increased by one each time, and I didn't increase only one trapezoid.
Did y'all understand that, why her 13 was incorrect? Okay, good, all right.
My sixth grader would have said, I don't know why it doesn't, even if I built it, I don't understand why not.
And so what do you do in that case?
I say, look at each day, what did you have, what did you increase?
And you eventually get them to that point.
Hopefully.
Have them walk it through it, yes. And if
Okay.
you don't do it on this one, you do it again and again and again, and then they'll go, oh, okay.
That's
So
true.
it's not just the first week. What?
Okay, so on the second page of the packet that you got, I want you to graph the information from just the first 5 days, okay?
Okay, want it to be graph?
Graph it, yeah, scatter plot. Now, let me tell you, I created that scatter plot on the computer, so it's not the best scatter plot in the world. Okay, so pretend that the axes are in the right place.
So does this line mean that represents 4?
No ma'am. Here, let me put it up on the,
Dr. Wilson.
Not him.
not camera, sorry. Camera. This one. Okay, so you're going to make a scatter plot here.
Still Dr. Browning?
I'm still Dr. Browning. You, that makes some people happy, but I don't know. Okay. The triangle here.
Yeah, she's gonna zoom out now.
Hang on.
Tell me how you're gonna do this.
Scatter plot, right?
It's a scatter plot, which means what?
Points that aren't connected.
The points are not connected, why?
And it should,
There's no really.
Because they're scattered around.
They're scattered around.
may not be a relationship.
Okay, so why did I start with 4?
I have no idea.
How many triangles
No, because
in the, go ahead.
there's nothing lower than 4 for the total, when you total it out.
No numbers are smaller than 4, and I didn't want to waste paper.
Day one, though, had only one.
But we're doing the total.
We're doing the total.
Oh.
Total. So how many
I don't get
triangles?
that.
Oh, okay.
This stuff.
I'm sorry, let me clarify.
Oh, the total amount of each in each column.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Total, let me rephrase this, y'all please listen. We're doing the total amount of each type of figure.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
So, y'all know how to do it now?
Yes.
Carry this out. Can I, is that mine if I grab this? Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Stone, please.
Oh, I'm gonna do Dr. Brown. Okay, got it. Oh, really? Dr. Hopkins. Stephen Hopkins.
Yeah, can we see him? That I do on Facebook. Oh, Dr. Brown.
I'll make a friend too.
You'll friend me for one day and then unfriend me.
You might be afraid to see what I post. I'm just kidding.
Okay, do we have a graph created, scatter plot created?
Yes.
Okay, Michelle, would you like to share yours with us on the dot panel? Okay, how do you switch back to the camera? You push, PC.
Or camera, sorry, which camera?
You're right, camera. Adjusting.
gotta put it down and press the minus.
Jan's gonna lose weight today, just going back and forth to the camera. Okay, Michelle, would you like to share with us what your scatter plot looks like?
Okay,
Y'all pay
my
attention, please.
scatter plot looks like a really interesting design.
Okay.
It's a pattern.
It is a pattern. Can
It's
you
a pattern.
describe it?
My pattern looks like a triangle,
Kind of does. Why does it look like a triangle?
because on top there's a point, and then you've got a line, but it doesn't really, it's not really a line. If we took a ruler or something, to see that, you've got one point, so to connect them, it's gonna look like,
Oh, so it's not going in the same direction, kind of, right?
it's obviously got, how many, Victoria, how many vertices does it have? No, how many vertices? She actually did number 9 on the math test for me. She actually did, just to let y'all know, a 9-year-old did number 9 on the math test.
Well, we're taping this, and we're gonna edit that. So, go ahead and describe that quickly.
Okay, so there's 5 vertices. It's not quite a triangle. You know, it's something.
Okay, so a while ago, we were talking about rate of change, and Jen said there's not a constant rate of change, right? So there's not a constant rate of change. So I like the way you picked the card up or the paper up and showed us that. Could you show us that again? Show us the rate of change between the triangles and the rhombus. Between the triangles and the rhombus.
Okay, so
See
this,
where the triangles are, Michelle?
yes, this is the triangle right here.
Yes.
Okay, we had
Yes.
5.
And the rhombus?
The rhombus, we actually had 8.
Okay, so hold that piece of paper up there. Okay. So that's pretty steep, isn't it? Okay, the slant of that thing is pretty steep. If you're in the 8th grade, I'd go ahead and call it slope. The 6th grade, you might not. So that's pretty steep. Now show us the rate of change between the rhombus and the square. Not quite as steep. So we can tell visually it is not a constant rate of change, is it? Of course, we knew that already. It is not a constant rate of change. Thank you, Michelle. Very good. Now, if in your math, in your teacher mind, what is that really going to be?
Parabola.
It is going to be a parabola. It is a parabola, isn't it?
One of the things my kids, my 6th graders will do is they will connect the dots. Period. And no matter how many times I've said this is discrete information, you don't see the dot, they connect the dots and they always go to the corner and start
The origin.
where they think the origin is. They will do that no matter what I say. Not all of them, but most of them will. And the ones who really don't understand why not. Because they've always connected them.
Okay, that was my next question. Why do you think they do that?
They've always connected them.
And so in elementary, like K through 5, well, 5th grade is when they really start on the coordinate plane. The teachers have to be aware of that and have to make sure that in discrete situations, they do not connect the dots. So that's one of those vertical alignment pieces that you need to go back and talk to your 5th grade teachers about, that they do not connect the dots. How do we know when to connect the dots and when not?
Discrete versus continuous.
Tell me what continuous means?
It can happen at not just whole intervals, but every interval in between.
Okay, I like what you said, it can happen at not just whole intervals, but at intervals in between. Now, can you have half of a triangle?
No.
No. If you do, I won't like you anymore. We'll break my triangles in half, okay?
But I have told my kids that, and then they say, yeah, but you just told us what 3.5 people mean when we were doing mean. And we had it there, so why can't I have it here? Why can't it just be
And
some
that is a
some
great
numbers?
question, isn't it? That's a thinking child right there. So what would you tell them?
I would tell them that it depends on what it is you're looking at and what kind of information are you trying to glean from this. So does this situation ask you what would happen to give you a half of a triangle?
And here we're not talking about mean or average, we're just doing a scatter plot. And why do we do scatter plots?
To look at relationships.
Trends, relationships, history.
One thing that I've done to kind of help my kids struggling with these. I told them to think of like paint. When you scatter it out, it's not really connected. Like they're in their own little
Yeah,
spots.
splattered.
So there's no need to connect them together. And for this, it's a triangle by itself. It's not a triangle rhombus.
Yeah.
It's a triangle. Everything stands by itself. So don't try to connect those in. Like line graphs, you're trying to look for the patterns or something that's connected together. This is by itself.
And I like what she said, it's not a triangle rhombus, you can't put them together, like Brown and Hawkins, that's not gonna ever go together. Because I have my professional name and then I have my son. I've never heard it that way.
Cupcake.
But then the argument would be, but you're the same person. Actually, I'm a Gemini, so there's two things anyway.
I'm a Gemini too.
Yeah. There's two of us. Okay, so we've done that. Now we're gonna switch gears just a little bit. If you look on page 3, there's another chart, and you can use your first chart to help you fill in this chart. You don't have to build it unless you feel the need. Okay. But now instead of looking at the total for each item, what are we looking at?
The sum for each day.
The sum for each day. Okay, so let's fill that in quickly because we already know a lot of it already.
Oh, okay, no, you got it, you got it, you got it.
For each day.
You got it, you got it.
You agree?
Oh, wait, one time. So you have one time, you have two
No.
here, you have three
Cause that's
here,
one,
you
that's
have
why
four
I
here,
grabbed it.
five. So then it's total five.
The first
So the same thing,
right?
right?
No, go back. Look at the 4, 5.
Yeah. It's the same as this.
All gonna be ones.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be x squared.
3, 6, 10.
Oh, we're adding the sum on
3,
this side.
6, 10, 15.
It's kind of having a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
We're having trouble?
So we're adding all the shapes together.
Whatever, 5, 8 is 13, 22,
So it's 1, 3,
30,
7.
35.
No. Like 4. Oh, okay, so we're adding all of the other totals? So then
Well, that would only be the positive part.
And then this is
We don't have no.
3, 5, 6,
1,
no. 3, 5.
It would just be the positive
Sum
part of the quadratic. That's pretty cool.
You think she wants us to sum these? For all
Yeah.
these? We said it was 35, right?
15, 25, 31, 34, 35, yeah.
All right.
Are we just adding the total for that? Oh, yeah, for that A?
They're all different. So what does that tell you if they're all different?
So it tells me that we're having to square.
It could be, it could be
We could
quadratic.
we could develop an equation and show it to the nth number,
Term.
how many gifts it would be or whatever.
So it could have a square. We're not sure it has a square, but we know it's not one.
It's not linear.
It's not linear. So those are called linear.
What these are called? Not linear.
No, those are called finite differences. That's the first level of finite differences. If you take it out another level, see what you get. So find the difference of the differences.
Yeah, the second difference.
What did you get?
Quadratic.
All of them, all the same. So since you had to take it out 2 levels, we do know it's square. Sometimes you take it out 3 levels and that would be what kind of difference. Exactly. So if you go up 4 levels, you got a power of 4 in there somewhere. Finite differences. Okay, show me with your hands, how many more minutes you need, 1, 2, or 3? 0, everybody's ready. Okay, let's see, who have I not picked on? Would you like to go and chart?
It's the same difference, common difference?
I'm sorry.
It's the same here on this side, it's common difference?
If the first finite differences are all consistent, all the same, it's linear. First degree. Okay? Push camera. Okay, let's pay attention. Gonna go up there and show us the table. Some people call that a chart. I kind of went back and forth when I was making this PowerPoint as to whether I would call it a table or chart. I don't really have that big of, I don't care if somebody calls it a table or chart, but some people, some teachers, some professors are really picky about whether it's a table or a chart. If you run into that later. They would call this a chart because they think of T-tables as just a T-table. Okay, so let's look over there. Okay, y'all looking? Tell us about your table, please.
What we did was, since we have to find the sum, we have one here, and then we put one here. And then we added, second day we'll have 2 triangles, and 2 from that, so it will be a total of 4.
Okay.
And then, that's just how, day 3, we will have 3 triangles, and 4, the 7 will be, and that's how we.
Okay, that's the total, a cumulative total.
Yes.
Total. So what are those numbers over there on the side?
Oh, what we had issues with that.
Okay, so
Oh,
over there.
that was for us, it was not.
Well, it's important though, so we need to see. Over there on the side, y'all listening? That's what she has every day. And then they took it a step further and got the cumulative sum per day. But really it's the 1, 3, 6, 10, 15 that we're looking at now. Yeah, but they were thinking way outside of the box. So thank you. Everybody have this, 1, 3, 6, 10, 15?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to think as teachers right now. Okay, those numbers should look familiar. What kind of numbers are they?
Prime numbers?
Some of them? 3 is. We worked with those numbers last summer, okay? Or maybe the summer before, but they are integers. But they have particular names. Look at the pattern, 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. But if you can't think of the name for them, we'll go back to that later, okay?
Figurative numbers?
They are a type of figurative number. What type? They are triangular numbers, and they show up over and over and over again in mathematical problems. I saw you doing that. Triangular numbers. One of the hints should be the 10. Anybody bowl? Okay, if you bowl, how many pins are there? 10, and what shape are they in? Triangle. Okay, triangle. What happened?
Triangular numbers?
Yep. It's still in the Elmo.
You still on the camera? I can't call it an elbow. Why? Because Dr. Is it truly an elbow? Okay. I want you now to look at patterns in your chart. I want you to look at patterns horizontally, vertically, and diagonally and see if you see anything.
Okay.
Patterns. I know.
Here, don't we have ruler? Okay, diagonally,
You got 2 minutes.
you've got diagonally, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't even know how to get the rulers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, down, we have some the same, and then across we have, okay. So the diagonal and the horizontal are going up.
Yeah, I know I've not given you very much time, but we really, we need to roll
So
here.
then
So
up
did anybody find
across.
any patterns?
Across and diagonally, they're the same, it's
Yes.
5.
Okay, James, what pattern did you find? You say yes, correct? Okay.
But it's okay, no, the pattern is, if for the number of blocks, it's 1, and it's 2 plus 1, 3 plus 2 plus 1, and 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1,
Okay.
and 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus
So
1.
it's like a series?
Yes, it is.
Or a sequence, which they're going to get when they get to freak out or altitude, or depending on where it is on the peaks. Okay. We're gonna go on now. We could spend like an hour on this, so we'll go on. I'm not gonna have you create a scatter plot, okay? So I wanna talk about probability, okay? So back to the 5 days, the original problem, 5 days. So what is the probability then of drawing a rhombus on day 2? We did this a little bit.
Rhombus on day 2.
Rhombus on day 2?
50%.
2 out of 4, 50%, 1/2. So what's the probability of not drawing a rhombus on day 2? 50%. So the next one, what's the probability of not, do I have the same thing there twice? I think you meant the big thing. That sounds good. Okay, so what's the probability of drawing a rhombus on day 3?
That's not.
60%. Not drawing rhombus.
Not drawing a rhombus would be what?
60%.
Or
6
out of 10. What is that called when you want not the probability? That not, what's that called? What's the word for
The
that?
complement.
The complement. The complement. That's an important word. All right, this is what I want you to do. I want you to draw a number line for each of the shapes, and I want you to do a plot, the point for the probability of each shape, or each shape for each day. Let me kind of get you started on this, because the directions are harder than what you're really going to do. Okay? You're going to draw a number line. You're fine. I have a number line. Everybody paying attention? Yes. Okay. So what is the largest number you can get for a probability?
1 more, 100%.
What's the smallest? 0. So your number line is only going to go from 0 to 1. So on day 1, what's the probability of drawing a triangle?
100%.
100%. So I would put a point, a dot on 1. On day 2, what's the probability of drawing a triangle? 50. Or 1/2, which I need for my number line. 1/2. On day 3, what's the probability of drawing a triangle?
30%.
Or 3 out of 10. So where would that be on this graph?
Well, I would find
Less than a half?
Yes, but greater than
Wouldn't you
0.
find a fourth first?
Okay, so here's a fourth. Would it be more than a fourth?
It'll be way greater
A
than 10.
little more than a fourth? So can I just estimate right here? Okay, so you continue doing this for all 5 shapes for all 5 days. Now, the 5 shapes are on different number lines.
On different number lines?
Yeah, this is the number line for triangle that we started.
Gotcha.
Quick widow.
I'll do the house management. Is it 1 over 10? So it'd be 3 times.
Yes, ma'am.
It's 1 over 4, so we roll it as full now. So triangle here would be 10, 4 out
Well,
of,
but you're drawing 2. Oh, yes, right. No, you're right.
so 4 out of 20.
Break that down. So now,
Because 1 is 4, and then day 5, we would have
30% is more than
Here? Okay.
No, I'm actually, I'm doing the square.
Okay, we'll do
What are you doing, squares? Okay, I guess I'm doing, you're doing rhombus for me. Okay, what do we got? Day one. We're doing a number line. Okay, day one. Yeah, day line.
Day 1 was day 2.
Zero.
Day 3.
One by.
Oh.
Okay, and then you have 50%.
We're just doing this one.
Okay, you got that
50%, and then on the third day, what is the probability of choosing one, right?
total, that's in the bag.
Okay, 2 out of 5? 2 out of 6.
You have 6, you have a total of 6 on day?
Oh, 2 out of 6.
Oh, no,
I
so
have a total.
we're gonna
No, I have a
do
total of
trapezoids.
4 out of 10.
So on day 1, we have a 0%. We're
Thank
gonna
you
go
for
from
asking.
0 to 1. Yes.
Day 2. This is day.
Man, I forgot.
Yes, ma'am.
I thought we were acting like
Day 3. Day 1. Okay.
So,
Day 2.
Okay.
Day 3. Day 3.
Keep in mind, you're drawing out of the total number, not just for that one day.
Yeah.
Total number.
I thought it was
20 out of 20. So it's 4 days. 20.
Is that what she said?
2, 6. We have 30%. Ooh, this is coming out.
So our index would be 8.
Are you graphing the number of trapezoids, or are you graphing the probability?
8 out of 35, so that it's more.
What should your graph be
It's
from
close,
0 to
though.
1?
8 divided by 5, 22, 23.
Would you need to plot that point down?
Same as day 2.
Now, are you serious you're ready to go?
4.
Yes.
I'll go.
Okay, are we going to the Chester's on that kind of?
Well, I'm supposed to go to my sister's, so I'll go there first. And then
That's what okay, I got 2. I got the triangle and the rhombus.
Would it be the total, the sum amount?
Okay, let me put it to
So
you
it
this
would
way.
be
If there's, if it's still a game, but if it's like a blowout,
50%? Oh, no, but half time, no, they're gonna catch it. Don't worry, don't worry. They're okay, they're okay. You did.
Yeah.
Blow out half time.
Label that and put 4.
Everybody have at least 2 number lines
And
done.
2 more minutes in here, put
Raise your hand if
6
you do
tenths.
not have at least 2 number lines done. Okay, go ahead and finish.
y'all are doing the rhombus? Are y'all doing the rhombus?
We did the trapezoids.
Can I have this?
Okay.
Obviously.
Kelly, I have an extra.
Do you really? Don't you love me? Don't you want to give me
I'll
one?
be
Isn't
glad
it
to give you
great?
one.
These are the best. Try the stapler. It's like amazing. Here, staple her shirt. Staple your shirt. Staple my shirt. Here your shirt.
We have day 4, let's do day 5 before we get into the kids. Stress-free. I don't care about my
Okay, I know you're having a great time. But let's pull this back together. Okay? Are y'all, is anybody listening to this?
I am, Dr. Brown.
Thank you. Thank you.